We want to bring you all the latest on a story that we have been covering since news first broke. American officials say that all 4 Americans abducted 5 days ago have been found, but 2 of them are dead. A top Mexican official confirmed the heartbreaking news on Tuesday morning. One of the 2 survivors was injured. An official said the United States citizens were kidnapped on Friday after being caught in the crossfire of rival cartel groups. So shortly after they entered the border town of Matamoros in Texas, government officials say that the Americans were found later on in a rural area east of that city, but they have not released any more details. Let's go ahead and welcome into the conversation Professor of Criminal Justice at Tarrant County College, Steve Romero. Steve is also a retired federal agent of 26 years. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning. Nice to be here.
So I'm sure you've seen the video. It's really circulating social media. The moments where the cartel members actually kidnapped these Americans in broad daylight. Are you surprised that something like this took place? I mean, in public, in broad daylight during this time in such a manner?
Well, no. The answer is no. These type of violent actions have been occurring on the border in Matamoros, in Ciudad Juarez, and this has been occurring. It just happened to be these were Americans that it occurred to, and so Americans crossing the border, and they were going there to one of the ladies for cosmetic surgery, and lots of Americans do that and have been able to do that. And unfortunately, it looks like they were at the wrong place at the wrong time. There was more than likely, as reported, that there were rival gangs that were fighting in the area, in which occurs quite often. Law enforcement, the government does not have it under control there in those cities. And so, unfortunately, these individuals crossed the path of these individuals that were fighting. The other thing that's occurs there in Mexico, if these cartel members want to take a vehicle or an item or anything of that sort from a person, they will take it from them. They're the ones that have the weapons. They're the ones that nobody's going to stop. And so this does occur, unfortunately, more times than reported.
So I want to bring up this image for our viewers. This is the travel advisory, really explaining why Americans should not travel to this area. Now, this is the same level that places like Afghanistan and North Korea is on. So my question is, how long has this kind of terror really gone on in this border town?
Well, it's been going on since the rival gangs have been trying to jockeying for position there on the border. Of course, Matamoros is the gateway into the United States. So this territory is very valuable to the cartels. So whoever controls this area is going to be able to control the flow of drugs and illegal human trafficking. And so that is why they fight so hard for this territory. And that is what's causing the violence there. This has been going on for more than 20 years at the border there in Matamoros. And so it's not something unusual. It just happens to be that it was Americans. I do believe that they've always tried to not to have Americans or have to deal with Americans as far as with their violence. But I believe now they're at the point where they really just don't care. And if somebody is trying to encroach in their territory, and the other thing that's been reported and may have happened is they may have believed these individuals that were traveling in from the United States were part of a rival gang. And what they've been seeing there in the border is Haitian smugglers, Haitian drug dealers that have been coming into trying to encroach in that area. And so there is a possibility that they could have been mistaken for that. In my opinion, that's more not as likely. Individuals were in a van, and they were clearly with license plates from South Carolina. Not that somebody couldn't have rented a vehicle from with that plate on there, but that was one indicator. The other is that these drug dealers are always looking to take, if they need a van at the time and that van matched the van that they wanted, they would not hesitate to take it from whoever is passing their path. But at this time, it has been reported there were rival gangs that were fighting, and they had come right into the middle of that rival gang fight that was occurring.
It's wrong place, wrong time. So Mexican authorities say that they already have one person in custody that's related to this cartel gang, and they are working and searching for others. We, of course, have also heard from American officials. The FBI and the DEA says that they're also investigating and working to bring these people to justice. But my question is how? How exactly will they bring these drug lords to justice? If this is something that has been going on for decades, how will they find justice in this particular case?
It's very hard to say. Uh, um, Mexico has a lot to lose here. We have still a lot of tourism as far as people coming to Mexico, and so it is valuable trade. And so I don't believe that Mexico wants to lose that. And really, they have these areas that are rely on this trade, and they don't want to lose that. So hopefully, President Salvador will, with together with the governor of the state, uh, Tamaulipas, have them find these individuals. More than likely, they will find somebody and they will be accused of this crime and they will punish them. Now, there's always doubt that the real people that were behind this may get away with it, but hopefully, at this time for this incident, that they do their best to find those individuals. I know there is one person in custody, but law enforcement in Mexico and law enforcement in the United States is two different types of law enforcement. So hopefully they don't have the wrong person. Over there, people do not have the same rights as we do here in this country. So it is very easy for the police to pick somebody up and accuse them of a crime, and so that may not have committed it or just may have known about it. So hopefully they do their best and they do obtain information and get the right people. I don't believe it was just one person. So it was part of an organization that those rival gang members were part of.
And again, this area extremely close to the border, very close to the city of Brownsville, Texas, which is near a popular tourist destination. First thing that comes to mind for myself is Padre Island, Texas, right? So this
Correct.
happening during the same time that spring break is happening. What words of advice can you issue to Americans who may let their guard down at times?
Well, I would tell Americans not to travel into Matamoros. Do not travel if they are coming into South Padre Island, which is a beautiful island. South Texas is a beautiful area, and it has many tourists come there, and they've been coming for years. And so hopefully this doesn't dampen that. The only thing I say to those tourists that go there, especially those from out of state, please do not travel into Mexico. You may hear that there's things that you could do and have fun there. It's not worth your life. It's not worth the danger that they're going to go into. Hopefully somebody's listening to it. If they were going to be going to South Pine or to South Texas, do not cross the border. We would not have this travel advisory at the same levels that we have in Afghanistan, that we have in the most dangerous areas of the world. And this is a dangerous area. So please, I hope people heed these words. Do not travel into Mexico, especially through this port of entry of Matamoros. It is very dangerous. And this same situation could occur again very easily because those rival gangs are fighting for that territory at this point right now.
All right, thank you so much there. Steve Romero, criminal justice professor at Tarrant County College, also retired federal agent of 26 years. Thank you so much. Always a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Have a good day.